In his 48th year as a head coach in Division I baseball, his 20th at Texas, the 6-time National Coach of the Year, and a member of the ABCA Hall of Fame in 2016, Augie Garrido. And this is one of those days where after a tough loss and a 3-2 loss and your team's down 3-0, he's going to have to make his money today as a head coach. This is when you got to keep guys going, and this is the lineup. Looks much like the lineup we saw earlier today, a little bit different spots in the lineup. Some guys back-to-back in the lineup, lefties and righties. And they're going to face the brother of the man of the match, Ross Massey. This is Alex Massey, a right-hander.
6'3", 190-pound senior out of Baton Rouge. 5th start of the season. See the numbers right there. Alex Massey needs to go out right now and don't let little brother outdo you. Go out and try to pitch better than him, get bragging rights, field his position. It's been a little shaky at times, and attack these Texas hitters. We saw what going right after hitters in that first game will do. That's what Alex needs to do, like his brother Ross.
Travis Jones steps in. Travis is off to a fantastic start here in his sophomore campaign. Hitting .381 as he steps in right now, the 6'4", 220-pounder from Humble. He's got an OPS of over 1,000, does Travis Jones. It's that little cutter right there, a slider for a strike.
He's got 4 pitches. Fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup. That one was a pretty tight one right there. The slider.
It is difficult to see spin, folks, when the pitcher's in the sun and you're in the shade. I know we talk a lot about that, and it will get much easier to see the ball once the pitcher and the hitter are in the shade. But right now, difficult to pick up the spin on off-speed stuff. The 1-2. Lays off of that one. The count evens. Good at bat here for Jones. He's going to see at minimum of 6 pitches. Allow your teammates to see the delivery. Massey really falls off the mound and sort of throws across his body. Greg will get that in a minute. Caught him on the inside corner, strike 3 called, and Jones thinks he's walked. He doesn't know he's been punched out until he gets to first base.
Take a look. Set up away, get a fastball in, down. See the mechanics right here.
That time
falls off just a little bit.
Stayed in there that time, but he does have a tendency to fall off to the first base side. Boswell steps in. Sophomore from Rockwall. Massey, 89-91. He pitches in that range. Not really overpowering, but he does have the 4 pitches, as you mentioned.
Good arm action on the changeup right there.
Fouled off. Greg, it's always interesting to me to see where pitchers, much like hitters, move around in the box, pitchers move around on the mound. And Massey throws from the very corner of the first base side of the rubber. You can see him way over in the corner, just barely getting a piece of that. And that is, we'll get to the reason after this delivery here. The 2-2. On the ground. Rogers underhands to Massey for the 2nd out of the inning. Did you move around, and why do pitchers move in different spots on the mound?
I think sometimes a pitcher will do that if they have trouble throwing it to a certain side of the plate. It might be easier for him, say he throws across his body, it might be easier for him to move to the third base side to throw to that side of the plate, or easier to throw into a lefty, outside to a righty. Right there.
Yeah, breaking ball. It very easily, you know, there are guys that throw from the third base side because they have a tendency to hold on to it, and it allows them to get a ball inside every once in a while, where they, in the middle of the mound, they have a tough time getting a ball inside to a right-hander. This ball ripped foul.
Good shot, Ryan Russ.
Move around a little bit. He does there. Shaking his head a little bit. Wasn't anticipating that. 0-2 to Patrick. Comes back, just paints a fastball. Second looking, strikeout of the inning, and Texas goes 1-2-3. The live music capital of the world, especially this weekend. South by Southwest in town in Austin, downtown, all weekend long. Glad to get the weather out of the way last night. Tonight should be an unbelievable night.
So that's what you did after the game last night.
Yeah, there, I told you I had a costume to put on. It is a cool day, though, about 60 degrees, wind blowing in hard from dead center field here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field. And right now, Tulane enjoying themselves. One game, 3-2 with a 3-0 lead. Ty Colbert out for his second inning of work in this ball game. First pitch swinging on the ground. Short. Nice job by Clements to come up with the throw for the first out of the inning. In the last inning and a third for Ty Colbert, it's been a struggle. Obviously came in relief on Tuesday at Texas A&M. First batter he faced, gave up a solo homer. And then in the first inning today, you can see that in the first 4 ball games, only 7 earned runs. In the last 2 appearances in an inning and a third, he's given up 4 earned runs. DeHart, the big homer in game 1, the difference in the ball game, steps in, the 2-run shot in the 7th.
I'll throw it again. A little bit further out this time. Throw it towards that same spot. Now DeHart knows that it could be called. He's going to be swinging at it.
Nice job, Barberera, to knock it down and throw to first. Good start for Colbert there in the second. Second strikeout of the ball game for the senior left-hander.
He went with the slider right there. Started out looking like the same fastball, and DeHart committed.
Kate Edwards got it started in the first inning. He lined a double into left center field. Glove side fastball. That's always important for a left-hander, and it's quickly 0-2.
That's the one Ty really needs. He's had command of that pitch all year.
Got him. And a quick inning. Exactly what the doctor ordered. If you're a Texas fan, go to the second. 3-0 Tulane. In the second year as the head coach at Tulane, look at David Pierce. Been around the game a long time. Pitching coach and hitting coach at Rice, then the head coach at Sam Houston State. Now the field general for the Tulane Green Wave. And you can see the numbers. Those are pretty good numbers. 2 different schools. In his first 4 years, 4 appearances into the NCAA. You compare that to Coach Garrido at Cal State Fullerton. Those are pretty good numbers. When you look at those winning percentages, and the most important part of it is that bottom line, where you take your team into the postseason.
The postseason, exactly. Just 43 more years, David Pierce. You catch up with Augie. He's well on his way.
I enjoy talking with Coach Pierce.
I've known David since 1982. St. Pius High School in Houston. played a game against them every year. Sharpstown and St. Pius.
Barrera will step in. First pitch swinging, pulls it foul. Texas needs to get something going, get that leadoff guy on. Barrera doubled in game 1 last night that was completed today. So he got a double last night. He did not get a hit to finish the ball game today as we resumed game 1 last night in the top of the third in a 1-1 game. Breaking ball, swing and a miss.
Alex Massey has Texas hitters talking to themselves. It's a third strikeout and third looking for Alex Massey.
Just fooled him with a breaking ball. You can see Barrera knew it right away.
Right now, Texas hitters are taking the strikes and swinging at the balls.
Cody Clements steps in. Squares to bunt, bunts it up to third baseline. A good one. Going to be a difficult play, not in time. As Clements needs to get back to the bag. He's turned the wrong way. Don't ever turn to the inside. At the end of this play, it's a base hit. Young runners. You see that throw get away. Never turn towards second. Always make your reverse. Watch right at the end of the play here. It's a perfectly placed bunt. But as this throw goes up the line, watch Clements. He'll turn his body. Now, I don't think the umpire would thought he tried to go to second, but if you turn to the right, it's never in discussion.
There was no commitment to second right there. But you're exactly right. If you turn right, there's no doubt. There are some umpires out there that would
have been watching that. You're right. Casey Clements, 2 for 3 in first ball game. Hits this ball well into the gap in left center. Wind's going to knock it down. Witherspoon can't get to it. Cody has to hold up right there. This is Witherspoon's first start in center field. And he got a jump on it, but the ball just got knocked down with the breeze.
Thinking this ball was hit harder than it was. Not hit all that well. And with the wind, it knocks it straight down. See Witherspoon not even in the camera. Now he comes in.
Nice job. Be there by DeHart to back it up. You got to know if you leave your feet in the outfield, you got to have your partner with you. There's nothing behind you except a fence. Cantu steps in. It's 1 for 3 in game 1 of this series. Sophomore from Corpus. Pull foul quickly down in the count. 0-2. Texas 0 for 10 in game 1 with runners in scoring position. Left 7 on. First opportunity in this ball game. First runner in scoring position in the ball game for Texas. Really difficult right now to see the spin. Got about 10 more minutes of this shadow, or 12.
So now Massey's in the shadow of the light standard, just not the full shadow.
You can see right there, even with our great lenses and our great camera work by our guys right there, that ball goes dark.
Yeah.
It just goes dark. Green wave, double play depth all across the infield. Too much time for Cantu, and he asks for it and receives it. Nice job to lay off that breaking ball, and the count evens.
That was a good pitch. It was down in the zone. Michael able to read spin on that one. Good job of laying off it.
'25th pitch of the ball game coming. Ball hit well out toward left, carrying well, going back. DeHart able to make the play, second time in the ball game, or in this series, I should say, that Michael Cantu has put a charge in one to left. It has nothing to show for it.
That ball was hit on a line. About the second ball this series that have gone over the outfielders' heads. The one being that man hitting one out of the ballpark. Cantu hits this ball extremely hard. On a line, DeHart goes back. The ball's still 20 feet from the track. But keep swinging like that, Michael Cantu.
Joe Baker steps in. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Baker got a base hit in game one, the sophomore from McKinney.
Massey now 7 of 8 first pitch strikes in this game.
Oh, 1, nice job by Montalbano. Keep it in front. Understands this turf. It is different catching on turf. This is an all-turf field except for the mound, and the ball in the dirt reacts a little different than it does on normal dirt surface. One ripped into the corner. Texas is going to get on the board. Clements scores. Brother Casey headed to the plate. It's a 3-2 ball game. Texas first hit with a runner in scoring position, and Texas right back in the ball game.
Texas desperately needing this. Joe Baker gets a backup slider. Comes right back into the barrel. Hits it down the left field line with 2 outs. Runners are off. Cody's going to score easy. Question was, would Casey make it around? And right there, that ball stuck under the fence just for a second, stopped it. DeHart had to come in and get it. Gave Casey enough time to get home.
That is the first hit in the series with a runner in scoring position for the Texas Longhorns, and it drives in 2. A junior from San Antonio, Zane Gerwitz, steps in. Looking for his first hit of the series. Three base hits in the inning. The third one, an extra base hit. Fouled off. We'll do it again at 1-1. We have not seen much but the fastball and the slider, Greg. We haven't seen many real pure curveballs or the changeup.
Yeah, you see one. Remember one changeup, but yeah, not too many. There's the slider again.
Good hitters count here. When Zane's swinging the bat well, he hits a lot of balls to the opposite side. He's got a nice gap between Rogers and Edwards, first and second baseman on the right-hand side of the infield. This one back up the middle, into center. Here comes Baker to the plate. He will tie the game. 3-3 ball game.
Texas doing a real good job this inning. 2 out base hits, 2 out RBIs. 2 in a row by the Horns. This one here tying it up.
Texas, as we mentioned, 0 for 10 in game 1. Runners in scoring position. The difference, 2 for 2 in this one. Travis Jones back to the plate. He was a strikeout victim his first time up.
And in the first game, if they had these 2 hits, that separates the game right there. That 2-run homer doesn't beat you late. Texas unable to do that in the first game, doing a real good job in this inning.
Gerwitz a threat to run at any time with a good lead. He's going. This ball hit well out toward left, but up in the breeze. Breeze will hold it up. DeHart has it, and it puts it away. But Texas finds the way to get back in it. Joe Baker with a huge 2-run double. Zane Gerwitz comes right behind him with the RBI single.
Downtown Austin, 6th Street, South by Southwest. On the other side of I-35, on the east side, we got a ball game. Tulane scores 3 in the first. Texas answers with 3 in the second.
Cool in the shade here at UFCU. Ty Colbreth now back to a nothing game in a sense, as he gave up 3. His offense got him 3, so we're into the 3rd inning in a 3-3 ball game. Jake Rogers single, drove in a run his first time up. We always talk about it's tough to see, and both these teams put up 4 hits and 3 runs in this shadow. The 0-2.
That should bring some life back into that dugout. Game of momentum. Texas losing the first game late.
Gets the call there. It's the 4th strikeout for Ty Colbreth.
Fall down 3-0. Good pitch. Inside and down. Ty's had that pitch all season.
Montalbano will step in.
Change up first pitch.
Rhythm. Right now, Ty's finding that rhythm again.
The first inning, I mean, it started with the balk. I mean, anytime the pitcher does that, he starts his windup and indecision, and you're just not in the game mentally. And then we saw the mental error, nobody covering second. It's almost as if they needed a wake-up call. And Tress called everybody to the mound. Could that have been the key?
At this point, it's much different as the lights start to come on here at the dish. See the lights starting to make their way on. The vapor takes them about 15 minutes to come all the way on. Fouled out of play.
You may wonder, with blue sky and bright sunshine, why are the lights coming on? Well, 5:30, another hour or so, get to that twilight part. You don't want to have to wait for the lights.
2-2, just misses inside, and the count goes full. Arm side fastball for me, I think, is the biggest pitch Ty Colbreth's arsenal that he must have and control to have success. Popped up. In, pushes it, comes off the screen, can't make the play. I didn't know if that hit the screen or not.
No, it stayed in play. Casey gets to the fence, thinks he's closer than he is. You see him try to tightrope it there. Closed the glove a little early and couldn't get the handle. The 7th pitch of the at bat. to Jeremy Maltabano after Ty threw 7 pitches total in the second inning.
Out to right, Mathis dealing with the wind. Puts it away for the first out of the inning, second out of the inning, excuse me. So 2 gone to Hunter Hope comes to the plate. That pitch count really got helped, as you mentioned, with the 7-pitch second.
First 5 batters, 4 hits, 3 runs, and the next 7 zeros and 4 Ks.
Hunter Hope steps in. He singled his last time up.
Did you ever bat with shades on?
I could not. Dealing with this sun and light right now, I might try anything. My time at Wrigley, there's no lights in the ballpark at the time, and you got those late afternoon games, you had this shadow every day. It is hard to deal with.
A drop pop fly in foul territory to Casey Clemens. He was charged with an error. It's a pretty tough error.
Second of the ball game for Texas. The 2-1.
Given the conditions and the wind.
I thought the ball came down. There is a new screen, if you haven't been to Dish Falk in the last couple of years, where they protect the fans, which is the right thing to do. There were so many vicious line drives that came around. Now the netting, I thought the ball came down off that netting right there. Didn't catch it. Ball misses outside, and the count goes full.
I think Dad was yelling at him down there. He was right in front of right in front of Roger. See Roger right there. I got some pillows down there. They have glasses on them. It's called, say this, Casey emojis.
First walk issued by the senior left-hander from Bryan. That'll bring Matt Rowland to the plate. Rowland singled to center to drive in 2 his last time up, and that's the big blow of the ball game for the Green Wave. '50th pitch coming by Colbreth. We have the Bluebell, Texas, or the Bluebell factory in Texas, but Matt's from Bluebell, Pennsylvania. Just misses on the bottom side. Two-out walks extend innings and pitch counts go up. That's exactly what's happening to Colbert. There goes the runner. Throw to second, not in time. Nice job by Baker to keep that ball from getting into center. Stolen base for Hunter Hope.
Texas have done a good job of throwing runners out. This ball just gets away from Tress. I thought for a second it was going to hit Ty in the back. Good jump. Good throw. Might not have got him anyway.
It was an outstanding jump. 3-1 coming. Just gets a piece of the corner. Count goes full. The payoff. Out to left, Jones in, under, puts it away, and the threat is over. We go to the bottom, tied at 3.
UT's first African-American student.
Bottom of the third, 3-3 ball game. Conference play starting across the country, and especially here, Greg, in the Big 12. Preseason polls have shown that TCU, Oklahoma State, and Texas were the top three in the preseason in most of the polls that I've seen. And you can see 5 different winners of the Big 12 over the last 5 years. The last one to win a national championship, of course, the Texas Longhorns. And TCU off to a good start, 1-0 in conference as they beat West Virginia yesterday, and Tech beat Baylor. So both of those teams 1-0 in conference play. And Boswell, first pitch swinging, singles to center. Good start for Texas here in the home half of the third.
Right back up the middle. Right to the left of Alex Massey.
You were given an update. TCU out in front again today.
Yeah, that said they were
West Virginia
7-1. Tech and Baylor are tied. Last time I looked, there we go.
Patrick Mathis steps in. Patrick, a strikeout victim, his first time up.
I didn't see any sign of squaring around right there.
Catches the outer half, and the count evens. Mass mixing his pitches well. He has not had as sharp of command as his brother Ross did in the first game.
It'd be hard to do that. And David Pierce sees something going on. Tulane will have some action in the bullpen.
2-1. Can't catch the corner. Good hitter's pitch coming for Mathis.
I would not throw one middle in. Especially today, especially with the wind. And a hitter's count, I'm staying away and making him use the big part of the field.
There goes the runner. No. Stops. Swinging through that pitch. Boswell took off like he was taking off. Threw the brakes on. I would think he's off with this pitch. Good lead. Runner not going. Misses. Down and in, ball 4. Great opportunity here for Texas in the third. See the activity.
Patrick Duster. Big right-hander.
Warming with a purpose now. Tough situation here defensively. If you're David Pierce, does Texas square to bunt with their 4th hitter at the plate? See what happens.
Patrick Mathis wasn't bunting. Tress is.
Good bunt up the third baseline. Only play is to first. Massey gets the out, but good sacrifice by Barrera.
Talked about Massey. One of the keys was fielding his position. Did a good job right there on a good bunt by Tres Barrera.
That'll bring Cody Clements to the plate. Cody with a bunt single his last time up. Came in to score on the Baker 2-out double. Corners up for Tulane, the middle infield back. You'll see at times when they'll bring everybody up, but Tulane just has the corners up as Hope and Rogers, third and first, both up even with the bag. That's
where you get that fastball middle away and just poke it right by that third baseman down there. Big hole over there. It's at a meeting.
Now this is more, he's not bringing everybody in, and it's the head coach. A lot of times when the head coach goes out, he's seeing something about maybe being too picky, not attacking the strike zone. It's a Texas baseball kind of Tuesday at 6 Central Time. It's UTSA and Texas at USCU Disch-Falk Field. Catch the action live right here on LHN or streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Texas Tuesday. That should be a good game. UTSA, a really good ball club. It's played pretty well.
They just put a whooping on the Bobcats last week. The Bobcats, Texas State, have been playing real good baseball.
They're in a series this weekend in conference play in Conference USA with the Rice Owls. Conversation is over. Let's see what the call here is with a 1-0 count. Clemens steps back in. Alex Massey comes set. All speed. 1-0 changeup. This is what, as a hitter, Greg, I'm zoning out in a spot. And I know these are younger hitters, but you're still, what can I know that I can get into the air to right field? What can I square the ball up? That's the pitch I'm looking for. The 2-0 outside, and it's 3-0. Right at the top of the zone and 3-1. I mean, this is right at the letters.
Automatic.
3-0 is always automatic, isn't it?
Just get it in this area.
Get it in the zone somewhere. Get it close. The 3-1. Good pitch there. Backdoor breaking ball. The count goes to a full count.
That was a really good, I mean, 3-1 breaking ball. Backdoored it.
Long look in this time.
There's been a lot of long looks in.
Nowhere near the rhythm that his brother had. If you're just tuning in, his younger brother, true freshman, got the win in game 1 of this series earlier today. Upstairs, ball 4. Second walk of the inning. Texas has them loaded. Casey singled and scored his last time up.
Well, this is your opportunity if you're Texas. Bases loaded, 1 out. Chance to get a big hit. Separate yourself a little bit from Tulane.
Got a good hack at a high fastball. Falls behind 0-1. That's what you look for. Look for the pitch you want up in the zone. Don't get cheated. Just couldn't square that one up. 50th pitch coming for Alex Massey.
Nice change up. Good arm speed. See this pitch, this ball coming out of his hand looks just like the fastball the pitch before. That's the key for throwing a good changeup. Make it look exactly like your fastball, arm speed and everything coming out of your hand.
The 0-2. Speed him up, slow him down, speed him up. That's what we've seen in these first 3 pitches. Green wave looking for a double play ball or the strikeout here. Texas trying to capitalize. On the 2 walks and the base hit in the inning. Backed it up with another fastball, misses outside. Much easier to see as a hitter right now than it was just 15 minutes ago.
They're both hitter and pitcher in the shade now.
In the dirt, nice job by Montalbano.
That wasn't your good changeup. I think if I'm Alex Massey, I'd throw a better changeup right here. That one just held on to it too long. We saw the 0-1 changeup. That's the pitch he wants to throw right here.
Fastball hit pretty well out toward left. This is going to get over his head all the way to the wall. This could score 3. Cody Clemens headed to the plate. Safe. 6-3 Texas lead.
Alex Massey out thinking himself out there. We had Casey set up for that next changeup. David Pierce, there's the Casey emojis right there, showing him off down there. Tries to throw a fastball by Casey Clemens. This ball had to be hit real well to get over the outfielder's head. 3-run score. Skip Johnson never hesitated to send Cody Clemens around. That's the big hit Texas has been looking for.
Runners in scoring position, 3 for 3 in this ball game. We'll give you the new pitcher when we come back. Texas gets to the starter, Alex Massey. Patrick Deuster, it's pronounced Deuster, 6'6", 220 senior. A man from Florida making his 7th appearance. He has struggled in one department. Greg, there's no question. He's got good stuff. David Pierce told us, he says he's got the stuff, but command has been a problem. He can come in, and he's got good stuff, but he has had a tough time in the strike zone.
You saw there 7 innings, 10 hits, and 13 walks. That's a lot of base runners. Patrick Deuster, fastball, slider, changeup. David Pierce was out of that dugout quick after that ball got over the outfielder's head. He was out there wondering earlier in the inning, talking to his pitcher with Cody Clemens at the plate.
Texas has taken advantage, had opportunities in the first ball game. If you're just tuning in, Texas was 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They are 3 for 3 in this one. 6 ribbies. Michael Cantu will step in. Liner to left his first time up. Three in the second, now 3 in the third here for Texas. 6-3 Texas lead. First pitch fastball upstairs for ball 1. These are 2 big young men, both 6'6". Cantu and Deuster. Couldn't hold up on a breaking ball. The count evens. Clements from second. Didn't get the call on that breaking ball.
That's a tough pitch to lay off, too. Right at the bottom of the zone and drops down.
The 2-1. Two did not like the call. He thought the ball was inside. The count evens. Sometimes you catch yourself looking in one spot so much that you get stunned when it's not in that spot.
As much as the Texas hitters are on the plate this year, I mean, anything that's in has to be inside.
Yeah.
I mean, they're right on top of the dish.
This is downstairs. These two staffs have had a tough time getting into rhythm. Ty finally got into the rhythm in the second inning. Culbert for Texas. Pitchers have not been able to get into the flow of the game at this point. Did he go? He did not.
I'm not blaming it on anything, but it's cooler today. It's windy. It's been warm, easier to get loose. But you know that coming in, so you should be able to prepare yourself.
That brings Joe Baker. He had a big blow in this ball game. 2-run double his last time up. Texas trying to blow this thing open right here. 6-3 lead, 3 across in the frame, trying to get more. Nothing fancy about that. Reach back, let it go. Baker can't catch up with it.
Here it is, hit it.
The 0-1. Quickly down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Tulane at double play depth in the infield. Shading Baker over into right center is Witherspoon. Breaking ball misses downstairs. It looks so easy to throw strikes, and at times it's very tough to do. On the ground, could be 2. Second for 1 to relay to first. Gets away from Rogers. Coming in to score is Clements. It's a 7-3 ball game.
Good hustle. Joe Baker would have been safe down there at first base. Ball gets by the first baseman as Joe was rounding first. Him and Kelly Nutt had a little, I don't know if I think Joe stepped on his foot as he rounded first. You'll see right here, the ball gets by and Joe starts to go, and then him and Kelly Nutt have a little collision. Joe stepped on Kelly's foot and twisted his foot at the same time.
Goes 5-4 on the putout. The runs come in to score, and you can see right here what Greg was talking about. He's right there in position. And Baker knows at that point he's got to get back to the bag. Looks like he's going to be all right as he gets back to the bag. Might have been knee against knee right there. Baker, his third RBI of the game, though, on the fielder's choice. Zane Gerwitz steps in. RBI single his last time up. Actually, Baker does not get credited with the RBI. The RBI scores on the throwing era by Cade Edwards. A 3 spot in the second, now a 4 spot in the third. 7-3 Texas lead. This is the first start of the year for Rogers at first base. He's usually the catcher. You know, it's everybody says, well, anybody can play first. It's not that easy to play first base.
You don't just catch it and throw it.
There goes the runner. Ball popped up, back out of play. Baker not running real well. It's interesting. He was trying to steal a bag. He's not running real well right there.
No, you can see it.
Hobbling a little bit.
Good limp right there. And I think that could be one of the reasons they throw over it. I mean, they know that it's sore. It might not be easy for him to get back to that bag. That right there was pretty obvious that he's not feeling well.
So you take that big deep breath and go, whew.
What's your coach do? Put on a hit and run.
Gerwitz steps back in, 0-2 count. Now you got to dive back in too. The finale of this 3-game set tomorrow. We'll have it for you right here on LHN. Noon Central Time start. Hope you'll join us. Texas trying to make that game the rubber match as Tulane won Game 1 earlier today. Resumption of last night's game. 3-2.
Texas leading 2-1 in that game. Big 2-run homer, and then after that, Ross Massey just took control. Young pitcher for Tulane.
Didn't go on the breaking ball, and the count evens. The big right-hander looks in again. Keeps the at bat alive, does Gerwitz. Travis Jones awaits on deck. Duster takes his time, to say the least. Not a quick worker. 2-2. There goes the runner. Fouled off again. Baker at this point is going, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to do this anymore. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming.
He looked pretty okay running, but when he tried to stop, really started limping at that moment.
A lot of folks have moved out into the sunshine with the breeze. Chilly day here. Wanting to be at the ballpark. 2-2 hit pretty well to center. Going back as Witherspoon under, puts it away, and that ends the inning. But not before the Longhorns do the job in the third. They come up with a 4 spot. The big blow for Casey Clemens, 3-run double. Game Plan with Augie Garrido premieres Wednesday on LHN. Coach talks strategy and provides the insight on his 2016 Horns. Catch up with all things Texas baseball Wednesday at 8 Central. Head coach Augie Garrido. Tack Holbrook out for his 4th inning of work, now staked to a 4-run lead. As he comes out, he'll be facing the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Tulane. Those strikes now. Get into your rhythm if you're Ty Colbert. Witherspoon in center field in this ball game. Played first base in the first ball game of the day. Wilsey and Kaplan do. The 3 hitters do this inning for Tulane. Ball ripped into left. That's a good solid at bat for Grant Witherspoon. 5th hit of the game for Tulane. Young hitters shows you a whole lot. If you're a young left-handed hitter, Greg, and you as a left-handed pitcher, you could see those guys that kept that front shoulder, didn't try to do too much with it. And you see it right here perfectly. Really good approach right there by a left-handed hitter.
I never liked pitching to those guys because they had an idea about what they weren't just up there trying to hit home runs and pull the ball.
Ball hit sharply on the ground to Clements. Could be 2. Relay to first in time. 5, 4, 3 and a beauty by Texas.
We could make a highlight reel out of Cody Clemens over there at third base today. This ball hits sharply, goes down to his knee, sets his feet. Joe Baker with a strong throw to first.
2 quick outs.
And Joe just ate up out there today. Got a hurt knee, sore arm. He's hanging in there.
That's Kaplan steps in, breaking ball in there for a strike. Kaplan grounded to short his first time up. Still hitting with the shades on. Over the top of that breaking ball, and quickly it's 0-2. This is way outside.
Thought you were going to give a euchre right there.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
3, 5, and 1 for Tulane. 7, 6, and 2 for Texas. That should do it right there. Breaking ball in there for the strikeout. 5th of the ball game for Colbert. College baseball across the country. Only one Big 12 team in the top 10 in the USA Today coaches poll. 1 Pac-10 school, 2 ACC schools, and the rest all out of the SEC. It's Florida, Vanderbilt, A&M, the top 3. All out of the SEC. TCU, here to UFCU, Dish Falk next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday afternoon.
I want to see A.J. Puck throw. A big lefty from Florida.
He's got some good stuff. Travis Jones steps in. Travis 0 for 2 in this one. But had a big ball game in game 1. Hitting .364 on the year as he steps in.
The TCU in next weekend, they're like 2nd or 3rd in the nation in ERA, and they lost 7 from their staff last year. How about that?
Could be 2-0 in conference play as of today. They were leading in the 8th against West Virginia. Duster out in front of Jones here. No balls and 2 strikes. And the 0-2. Just fights it off to keep the at-bat alive.
Just made an adjustment this inning. Throwing from the windup. Possibly helping him. Came in last inning, threw all of his pitches from the stretch. Really slowed the game down with runners on.
The 0-2 again. Got the call. Outside corner. And Jones down on strikes. First strikeout for Duster.
Second looking for Travis today. This ball in the outer half. Hit the mitt.
Britt Boswell, the sophomore from Rockwall steps in. He's 1 for 2 in this one with a run score. You want to keep pushing right here.
Yeah, I mean, you're struggling to score runs. You don't care if you score 20.
Ball hit pretty well. Moving away, gets away from DeHart into the corner. Talked about the breeze and fly balls would be tough to play. That ball kept carrying there. DeHart couldn't come up with it. It hit in his glove, but he couldn't come up with it.
He had to go a long way. The ball, the wind didn't keep this one up in the air. It did keep pushing it over towards the corner, though. DeHart off the glove, loses the handle, but plays in front of him. We'll see what happens here. Brett Boswell with a double.
Second hit of the day for Boswell. Patrick Mathis walked and scored his last time up. 7th hit of the day for Texas.
Alex Smith, not the quarterback, Alex Massey, that first inning. 1, 2, 3 with 2 strikeouts. Thought it might be a long day, but Texas able to make the adjustment. 3 in the second, 4 in the third. Now Massey's out of the game. Deuster's in.
And Texas has sent 18 batters to the plate in the last 2 1/3 innings. 1-1 pitch coming. Reaches for it, pokes it out to left. DeHart under, puts this away for the second out of the inning. Had him reaching. And there's 2 gone for Barrera. Barrera struck out in the second. Did a nice job with the sacrifice. And that 4-run third. Had a good hack at the first fastball that time. Just out in front. As a security guard, when you pitch it to one of the kids in the stands, which is a really nice thing to do, you got to make sure you get it all the way to him. Because that one, he didn't quite get there, and he had to go get it again for the second time.
He didn't extend enough.
Yeah, he just didn't get quite enough on it. The 0-1. This ball hit pretty well. The wind to hold this ball up out to center. Witherspoon under, and that ends the frame. We'll have Augie Garrido when we come back. 7-3 Texas. (7-3) ball game. Texas out in front as we go to the top of the 5th, and we go down into the Texas dugout and visit with head coach Augie Garrido. Coach, I know you don't do it very often, but after the first inning, when your team gave up 3 runs, you brought them back in the bottom of the second, and you met with your club. And those types of situations, are you talking about, let's stay in the process? Is that what was that your communication right there?
The main communication that we need to just be ourselves and not try too hard to get results or get into get into thinking about what they have to do to score runs or win the game. Just play the game and go from pitch to pitch. The lessons learned in the first game were we made 9 consecutive outs when they had a 1-run lead. We're better than that.
And Coach, offense started out slow, brought on. Well, so did the pitcher, Ty Culbreth. He's able to make that adjustment since the first inning and settle down.
Well, you are a great pitcher, and you know that 4 or 5 runs really helps you with your curveball and your control.
Yes, it does.
Thanks for taking the time, Coach.
Always.
Yeah, always.
Always. Thanks, Coach. Ty Culbreth out for his 5th inning of work. He has been staked to that 4-run lead, and he'll be facing the 9-1 and 2 spots for Tulane here in the 5th.
He's thrown some of his nastiest pitches today to DeHart. First at bat, a couple fastballs away and then a slider away. Started him off with a good breaking ball strike this at bat and comes back with a good fastball.
It's interesting. Ty has been feast or famine. 23 pitches in the first, 7 in the second. 24 pitches in the third and 8 in the fourth. So it's
we
either
should be ready this inning.
I think this could be a long inning if that pattern holds up. 2 so far here in the 3 actually here in the 5th. The 1-2. Tied him up. That's what you call a backup.
I like the breaking ball that starts out where that fastball does on the outer half of the plate and just breaks off the plate and down.
Left it upstairs. DeHart does a nice job going with it. He's thinking too. Throws the break on. Nice job, Travis Jones. Get that ball back in and hold DeHart to a single.
It was just a fastball right over the middle of the plate. You have him done with a good pitch, but this ball just up out of the zone. You see the turn here at first. DeHart thinking double, and all of a sudden he says, hold on a second. That's a pretty good throw, pretty good cutoff by Travis Jones.
Back to the top of the order, and Cade Edwards will step in. Edwards doubled and scored in the first. Was a strikeout victim in the second. Quickly down on the count. 0-2. There are days that you got to find a way to win as a pitcher, Greg, and I know you understand what I'm fixing to say, when you don't have your best stuff. You got to find a way to compete. And obviously, Ty does not have the command we've seen him have most of this season.
He's making some good pitches. That was a good pitch right there. He's been able to make some good pitches again when he has to. That first inning made some good pitches to get out of an inning. I mean, that could have been really disastrous first inning.
Ball ripped on the ground. Baker knocks it down. The only play is going to be to get one at first for the first out of the inning. Nice job to keep that ball in front. You'd love to get a double play ball there, but and you can tell Baker not happy about not being able to make that play, but he kept it in front, got an out.
Yeah, I mean, he stopped it and did the smart thing of maybe risking pitching it to second and not getting the out there. Did get the out at first.
Jake Rogers, first base in this ball game, 1 for 2. He's driven in a run and scored a run. Takes a good, solid hack every time up. Good-looking player. Outstanding defensive catcher. Tell you why he's a preseason all-conference selection in the American Athletic Conference. Ball hit pretty well down the left field line, but hooking foul. Connor Mays, even though he took the loss in game 1 of this series, which started last night, completed this morning or this afternoon. But the one thing Connor gave you, pitched well enough to win, no question. The other thing, he helped this bullpen because he gave that length you talked about. He needed to get it into the 9th, and he did.
He pitched well. I mean, it's good to see, a good sign for Connor Mays and the Texas staff. With conference starting up next week, there'll probably be some decisions to be made, possibly about a conference rotation.
The 2-2. Got him. Rogers knew it too. Great location right there. 6th strikeout for the senior from Bryan.
It's a perfect spot. Tress's glove doesn't move. Outside part of the plate. Freezes him right there.
Yeah, he just turns, knows it right there. No question about it. You turn and I'll let that one get past me. Montalbano will step in. 0 for 2 in this one. .274 on the year as Jeremy steps in.
A little change of pace. Ty Colbreth, 17 of 21 first pitch strikes in this ball game. That's
impressive.
That's a pretty good number.
The 0-2.
He's got Jeremy up there taking some emergency hacks.
He's been out in front of the changeup behind the fastball. 80th pitch of the ball game coming.
I like that one in right here, in off the plate.
There it was, tied him up. Diving to his left, Clements can't get an out, but it saved a run right there. Great effort again. Cody Clements has had a big day at third base today, defensively. That saved a run.
Takes a few steps to his left. Looked like Brett could have been right there behind him. Can't fault the effort.
Well, there's a turning point of the game right here. Hunter Hope, the big power threat for the Green Wave. 1 for 1 in this one. Ball hit well to center. Gerwitz has a beat on it, puts it away, and that ends the inning. Tulane threatens but doesn't score. Halfway home, Texas with a 7-3 lead. Downtown quite busy here in Austin this weekend. It has been difficult to get around traffic-wise, but boy, there's an awful lot of good music nearly on every corner downtown this weekend. South by Southwest, and also some good baseball. Right here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field, we had an exciting 3-2 ball game in Game 1 that concluded earlier today. And Texas now with a 7-3 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Keith Moreland, Greg Swindell with you, and our entire crew. Glad you're with us on what is a cool but sunny Saturday afternoon.
How about the job Patrick Deuster's doing since he's been in the game? Holding Texas at check right now.
Came in struggling with his command, but he has done a nice job. 30th pitch of the ball game right here. Downstairs.
Back-to-back changeups. He's got good size to him.
Cody Clements, outstanding defensively, has singled and scored and walked and scored in this ball game. Breaking ball misses downstairs. Both teams with 7 hits in the game. 3 miscues, 1 by Tulane, 2 by Texas, but the big number, Texas with a 4-run lead, 7-3 ball game. Chopped on the ground out to Edwards. He has it. Throw just offline. Rogers able to stay on the bag for the first out of the inning. Man of the match so far for Texas offensively, no doubt, has been Casey Clements. Singled and scored, and his 3-run double, the difference in the game.
4 hits in the 2 games. That's just this game right there.
Average up to 286 as he steps in. Lays off the high fastball. to say congratulations to Shaka Smart, the men's basketball team here at the University of Texas. That was a heartbreaking loss last night in Oklahoma City. What is that, about a 50-foot shot, 92 feet or something, 42 feet, something of that range?
With 3 defenders. I mean, they're not going to foul, but they're standing around him. He didn't call glass, though.
It still counts.
Yeah, it did.
Northern Iowa moves on. What has been an interesting March Madness so far. The 1-2. Actually, it's the 2-1. It's 3-1 now to Clements. Duster's 3-1 delivery. Took something off of it. Clements over the top of it. You would think in a 7-3 ball game, you get a 3-1 count, you're going to get a heater.
Got his mind made up right there. Yeah, I have no problem throwing it again after that. Maybe a little closer to the zone. Wants the fastball.
3-2. High fastball, gets a piece of it. We'll do it again.
7th pitch of the at bat coming up.
Lays off of it. Ball 4. So Texas continues to get some base runners. They've had at least one base runner in every inning of the ball game except the first. Michael Cantu has lined to left and walked.
Michael today has hit 2 of the hardest balls he's hit all year and nothing to show for it. The one earlier today with the wind, if it had been a normal wind day, I mean, we might be talking new tennis courts over there. That ball was crushed.
Takes a fastball there for a strike.
Gonna get some more action in the Tulane bullpen.
Lays off the breaking ball.
Some of the players running down there to start to get loose, limber up.
You know, a lot of times, a warm day, you throw before the game, a little bit of jogging and tossing. It doesn't take long to get loose. Today's a day where you need a little more time.
It's home field advantage. Most of the,
there goes the runner on hit and run. Pull foul.
Most of that Tulane bullpen is in the shade. Look over at the Texas bullpen, it's all in the sun. A little warmer down there.
They still have shades on.
Starting to loosen up. Those legs loose.
1-2 to Michael. Can't get on the same page with pitcher and catcher there. Cantu steps out, now back in.
I can tell you he wants the slider.
The 1-2. It is a fastball, misses inside. Trying to keep his team in the ball game.
He's done that since he's been in the ball game.
Cantu fights it off, keeps the at bat alive. Green Wave about to start their conference play as well. It's getting to that time of the year. Second half of March, conference play going on all across the country. There was some really good conference matchups throughout the country this weekend. Popped up behind the plate. Bono runs out of real estate.
Another 7th pitch of this at bat.
Try to come back inside on can 2 there.
They must not have a sign for that one. He's trying to want to come back in there. Steps off.
Didn't get the call, just missed in there, and the count goes full.
Send him?
Yeah, still at this part of the ball game, you want to stay out of the double play. I think you've got to put the runner in motion here. And the game's by no means out of reach.
I'm just talking about the speed of your runner.
You're doing this and say your hitter's got to make contact with the strike. Here comes. See what happens. Clemens back to the bag. This is not about trying to steal a bag. This is trying to stay out of the double play. So you anticipate your hitter will swing it, will make contact with the ball in the strike zone. Long look in, now set. Runner is off. Outside ball 4. Back-to-back walks here in the 5th for Texas. A chance to really blow this thing open as Joe Baker strides to the plate. Joe's had a big blow in this ballgame. 2-run double his first time up. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. So 1 for 2 with a couple of ribbies. He's also scored a run. Tulane at double play depth in the infield. They haven't not turned a double play in this series so far.
Christian Coletti, Tim Yandel, both getting loose for Tulane in their bullpen. See there, Yandel, number 5, Coletti, the lefty, number 41.
Hit well out towards center. Going back is Witherspoon. Almost misjudged it, but able to come up with it. Throws back in behind the bag. Does he get an out? Yes, he does. He doubles up. Casey Clements at second, and that ends the inning. Nice running catch by Witherspoon. First start in center. Almost misjudged this ball. Came up with it, and then had the presence of mind to come back and double up Clements. We go to the top of the 6th. Texas holding a 4-run lead. We get the opportunity to go down into the Tulane dugout and visit with their second-year head coach, David Pearson. Coach, I want to start with actually 3 quick ones. Ross was outstanding in that first ball game.
Well, what a great job he did for 7 innings, give us a chance to win, and then the big hit by D. Hart, but you're right.
The second part of that, in this ball game, you jump out on top, haven't been able to hold on to it to this point.
Yeah, we had great momentum. We started the game the right way. You know, we got on to Colbreth, a great left-handed pitcher, and, you know, we gave him the momentum right back, so we got to scratch and claw, get back in this.
Coach, you cold?
You know what? I'm not too bad, really.
All right. No, what I was going to say that your pitcher, Alex Massey, this game maybe feeling some pressure from his younger brother. Just didn't have the stuff he usually has today.
Well, he's a great kid, and he works really, really hard. He just didn't have the fastball to both sides of the plate. And that, you got to be able to pitch inside of the big, strong kids they have. So, it just didn't work out for him today, but we got to get him ready for next week.
Good luck to you the rest of the ball game.
All right, guys, thanks.
Thanks for visiting with us. That's head coach David Pierce. Ty Colbert out for his 6th inning of work. 81 pitches under his belt at this point. He's got a 4-run lead, and he'll be facing the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Tulane here in the top of the 6th. Tulane still in the ball game. Rolling an RBI single. He's actually driven in 2. 2-0, and I would think that both bullpens will start to have some activity. You're at that point, second game of basically a doubleheader, Greg, and neither pitching coach or neither head coach is going to try to let this thing go one way or the other at this point.
No, it's a game of momentum. We saw that in the first inning and the second inning. Tulane had every bit of it. Texas took it over. It's one thing you do not want to happen now that we start to get later in the ball game. There are pitchers warming up in both bullpens. Travis Duke up for Texas.
And the 3-1. Leadoff walk. Only the second issued in the game by Colbert. That'll bring Witherspoon to the plate. Made that nice defensive play. Double up Clements his last time up. He's 1 for 2 in this one.
Spoon goes by Spoon.
Coach Pierce told us he was been a real surprise. Obviously, had an injury. He's had the opportunity to get out on the field, and he's done an outstanding job. And this is going to prompt a visit.
87 pitches for Ty Colbert. Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you might find it odd that a lefty might come in after a lefty, but we've seen Skip Johnson do that this year. After walking the leadoff hitter in the 6th inning, falls behind 1-0 again.
A lot of times it's for me, Greg, in these types of situations, he wants to make sure the guy in the bullpen's ready.
Right.
And that's the first thing. And then he wants to actually look into the eyes, because coach, is your job. You understand these young men. And so see how they react. They may say, oh, every one of them's going to say, yeah, coach, I'm okay. But you got to be able to read them.
Yeah, Skip is big on that. He's big on body language, on the mound, your presence, and also if he asks you a question, how you reply, how you answer.
The 1-1. Lined over the head of Joe Baker. And I think Baker felt like he had a shot at that. Might have mistimed his jump. See him sort of look right here. We get an opportunity to see it again. That ball moved. It had the movement. It might have been a knuckleball.
Moved back. He jumped up, and the ball, he jumped as if it was to his left, and it went to his right.
So something working here. Second hit of the game for Witherspoon. Wilsey will step in. Pitch there over the top of an off-speed pitch. The double play turned by Texas in the 4th. The only one of the series for Texas. Back to back. You swing and miss sometimes. You can see him holding that left hand. And sometimes the knob of the bat rolls over on your hand.
Kind of rubs the wrong way.
Tell he was trying to get some feeling back in that left hand. Lays off of that one, and it's 1-2.
All the hitting I did.
Oh, you were great offensive player.
I had no knob. I had one of those bats that didn't have a knob on it. A couple fingers off the end. All for bunting.
Good pitch there, and a big strikeout for Colbert. Came at an opportune time.
You know, Skip would like to see Ty get through this inning. Got two lefties coming up right here.
7th of the ball game for Colbert.
Ty's been a strikeout machine this year.
Kaplan steps in. He's grounded to short, struck out in his 2 plate appearances. Nice job by Barrera to keep it in front, keep the double play in order.
You know, has 36 strikeouts on the season.
That's at the top of the Big 12.
34 innings.
Out to center, fading over to left, and Jones has it for the 2nd out of the inning. Colbert, an out away. I would think this is probably getting close to the end of his day. Right here, if he can get to Hart. To Hart, though, 2-run homer in the first ball game today. Led to the 3-2 victory. It's 1 for 2 in this one.
Good pitch.
Tulane has now out-hit Texas 8-7 in the ball game. But trails by 4.
This is where he had DeHart in his first at bat and did a good job of getting him out. Last time, Ty led DeHart off the hook, threw that fastball up out over the plate. I would think he would continue to throw that breaking pitch off the plate.
Jarrett steps back in. Couple of shakes and the 0-2. Got him. 8th strikeout of the ball game, and none bigger than that for Ty Colbert. Texas with a 7-3 lead. The Horns Weekend Series with Tulane concludes tomorrow, Sunday at noon Central Time. A little different than most Sundays, but noon Central. The game will be live on LHN and streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. At this point, looks like it could be the rubber match of this 3-game series. Tulane, if you're just tuning in, winning the conclusion of last night's game today because of the weather, 3-2. And Tim Yandel into the game, his 5th appearance.
Relief pitcher for Tulane. Fastball, slider, changeup. Mostly a fastball slider pitcher. Likes to keep the ball down. There you go.
Zane Gerwitz will step in. He's 1 for 2 in this one with an RBI single. Catches the outside corner. Tim is a 6'1" senior from Woodstock, Georgia. Gerwitz with a good hack right there and fouls it straight back. The 2-2. First bender he's thrown. The count goes full. Greg, I know you pitched in a lot of different capacities. We see the payoff pitch here, chopped on the ground out to Edwards. Over to first in time. You pitched in relief, you pitched in a closing situation. You were a starter for more than 200 starts in the big leagues. Is there, if you come into the game in a game like this where you're down, it's every bit as important as if you were up 7-3. There's some, you know, there's certain guys that like to pitch or pitch better in other situations.
These types of games, I mean, you're in there for yourself. I mean, it sounds, you know, it's a team game, but obviously you're behind.
You just want
your numbers are probably struggling. That's why you're in this role, pitching behind. Yeah, you throw up a 0 here, get another outing, throw up a 0 there, and things start to change for you.
And then you start getting a different role.
Yes. Now you're coming into games that are like one-run down games. I mean, it starts to change.
The 2-0. Chop back up the middle. Travis Jones has had a good weekend. That's his first hit in this ball game, but he was about 500 in the series at this point. Brett Boswell, speaking of having a good ball game, 2 for 3 in this one.
There were so many different times, like when I signed to go to Minnesota, they made me a relief pitcher. I'd never been a relief pitcher. So I was that guy coming in games when we were down early, throw 3 or 4 innings. So it's kind of like I was starting. And then once I established myself at that role, now I'm coming in 7th, 8th inning
with a lead
with leads to get lefties out, but I could get righties out as well. And then on days when the closer had thrown too much, you might get that opportunity to get out there and get you a save.
Both teams with 8 hits now. Throw over again, and Jones is back in.
He's got a quick move out there. Blake Wellman getting ready for the Longhorns. Back to the top of the order and 5 right-handed hitters.
On the ground, through the glove of Edwards. Jones on his way to third. Taylor made double play ball. Texas has something going here.
Yeah, young freshman just trying to get that out of his glove a little too quick. Ground ball right to him. He's just has to flip it to Wilsey, but was thinking about that a little too soon.
All right, now runners at first and third, still 1 out in the inning. Patrick Mathis comes to the plate. Texas can take advantage of the second miscue of the ball game for Tulane. Good hitter's pitch coming here from Mathis.
He's been very careful with Patrick today. He hasn't seen too many over the plate.
Changeup. I would not be surprised to see.
He knew it was a good hitter's count.
Yeah, Coach Garrido turn him loose right here.
He should get a fastball right here.
He did. Singles to center to drive in a run. Patrick Mathis swinging 3-0. RBI single to center, and it's 8-3 Texas.
Now Now is the time for Texas. Had the 4-run lead, so it could be a real big inning. We talk about putting games out of reach. I mean, this game, since the second inning, Texas has been in control of. Big opportunity right here to bust this thing really wide open.
Barrera looking for his first hit of the second game right here. He has sacrificed 0 for 2 in this one. Nice job by Montalbano. Keep that ball in front. Extra outs in an inning. Double play ball, Tulane would be in the dugout. Instead, they give up a run and may give up more. And my partner tried to make a good play. You can't reach that far, Greg.
There's 4 windows over.
Yeah.
And then I have to go through 2.
Was that a little false hustle then? If it was 4 windows over? Were you false hustling there?
I'm just working on my jumps.
Okay. Got a good jump. 1-1 to Barrera. On the ground. Bobbled again. Crossed the diamond. Picked on the other end. Nice play by Jake Rogers to get 1. As Hunter Hope tried to go too quickly to get that double play ball. Second double play, babe. That should have been second one of the inning.
That could have been a disaster for Tulane. First he drops the ball trying to exchange and throw to second, and then made a low throw to first. Good pick over there by Rogers.
Runners now at second and third for Cody Clements. Chance to blow this game wide open if you're Texas. Cody has singled and scored, walked and scored, and grounded to second. So 1 for 2 in this one.
And a highlight reel at third.
He is the one Longhorn who has produced with runners in scoring position. You see the numbers there.
We can make an even 500 right here.
Misses with the off-speed pitch. Down the left field line, foul. You want to be prepared to hit, but you know with that open base down there that you almost
Are they or aren't they?
yeah, it's one of those things where you want to be prepared to hit, but not sure how they're going to attack you. Change up there, now it's 3-1. I would set on an off-speed pitch here. I don't think he's going to get a fastball. He did.
It's been the 8th 3-ball count of the game for Texas.
Went fastball away. Options now are off speed.
He's been trying to get that changeup over the plate.
There it is. Hit well though. Out toward center. Witherspoon can't get to it. It's going to drive into and Cody Clements 10 for 20 with runners in scoring position this season, and Texas has broken it wide open.
Yeah, big base hit by Cody right there. 5-run lead now turns into a believe that would be a 7-run lead, didn't it? Yeah, 10-3. Longhorns now have broken it open.
We're going to have a pitching change.
Third inning this game, the Texas have scored at least 3 runs.
Doing a nice job. It is the young freshman Cody Clements, now 10 for 20 with runners in scoring position.
Look at him, he's just bucking for high fives over there.
He did a nice job right there. Coming up, staying back on a changeup. Welcome, Keith Moreland, Greg Swindell. You look at today's ball game different than the first ball game. Even though we've had 2 different types of ball games, to me, the difference is taking advantage of opportunity.
Well, yeah, they've been given extra outs, but also they've got the big hits with runners in scoring position. If they did that in the first game, they would have won that game. It wouldn't have come down to a home run beating you late in the game. Texas doing a real good job continuing the innings this game. They have 5 walks, 10 hits now, 10 runs. So taking advantage of errors, but also the big hits with the runners in scoring position.
Well, taking advantage of those. In the first game, they were 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. That's just the difference in the 2 ball games to this point. There's no doubt about that. Pitching for Ty Colbert. Talk to us about what you saw today.
Well, Ty, I mean, it just looked like he wasn't in sync in the first inning. Ty Colbert came out and gave up the 3 runs to Tulane here today in the first inning, and the balls were up in the first inning. But then he settled down. You see these pitches are down out of the zone, and the high fastballs were set up by off-speed pitches, and he found the glove side fastball as well. That was a big key for Ty after the first inning.
And he really battled through. It was a day where he did not have his pinpoint command, but he really battled through. And I thought that was impressive that his day is done. You can see the numbers right there. He's qualified for the victory.
And he didn't lose focus. And Ty, you never know if he has given up the 3 runs or he's thrown a no-hitter. He never changes his expression. That's the most we've seen him smile right there in a while on the bench, having a good time. But yeah, he didn't lose focus after giving up the 3 in the first inning, and that's such a big thing, to where he could have either went south or get better, and he decided to turn it up a notch, got better. Texas since then have scored 10, and now Christian Coletti will be in, the left-hander.
Making his 6th appearance. You can see the numbers. Hasn't walked a batter. He struck out 2 in his 4 2/3 innings of work. And he is on here to face Casey Clements, who has a big blow in this ball game as well. A 3-run double to the opposite field. He's 2 for 2 in this one. 10 hits, 10 runs for Texas, and they lead here 10-3. Tell left-handed reliever really steps across his body, Greg, and tries to get those left-handers to give.
It would be the first thing you would think. A sidearm lefty coming at a left-handed hitter, you would maybe freeze up when you see that right there.
Breaking ball out of Rockville Center, New York. He's a junior. The 1-2. Lines it right at the shortstop, and the inning is over. But not before damage done by Texas and Cody Clements. They lend 10-3.
She became the
Texas out in front 10-3. We go to the top of the 7th. And the 6'5 freshman from Brenham, Blake Wellman, into the game.
Blake Wellman coming in, making his 9th appearance. 3 earned runs. Big lanky right-hander. Skip Johnson says he would do anything you ask him to do. Good young man, not afraid to attack the zone. Getting his chance to come on here for the first time this weekend.
Greg, as he develops, talk about height and arm slot. He really hasn't found that really good arm slot yet, and I think he will, where he gets a little stronger in his size, with his size, to develop that down plane. That he's got a good movement to it, but he hadn't been consistent with that downward plane yet. When he does, he's going to be very effective.
Yeah, that'll be the key. Put some weight on, put some muscle on, and with his size, it'll all start to come.
Edwards tries to drag his way on, punts it foul. Back to the top of the order. Cade doubled and scored in the first. He's 1 for 3 in this one. Freshman from Houston, Texas. Misses with the breaking ball. Pitch in there, and it's 1-2.
Stephen Whalen and the boys down there, they'll get some muscle on. They'll start to throw harder. That's one thing in high school. We never did weights. We never lifted. When I got to Texas, we started doing some leg work and some arm work. My velocity increased.
I think when you get more consistent and you're totally committed, obviously these are student athletes and they do have schoolwork to take advantage of and do. But the year-round programs that these guys stay on, charging quickly as Boswell in time to get Edwards going down the line for the first out of the inning. The other part of that is staying consistent. This is a nice play by Boswell, attacking. If you lay back, you get in trouble on a ball like that. Able to get the out. But it's the time you get on the mound and the repetition with somebody watching you and repeating your delivery and finding that release point on a consistent basis where it's routinely there.
Yeah, muscle memory. You don't have to always go out and throw in a ball game. I mean, it helps just because the adrenaline and everything associated with playing live baseball.
Well, Jake Rogers is an impressive player. Takes a breaking ball, next pitch fastball away. Just drives it the other way. Young man is a good player. Excellent piece of hitting. You're not supposed to hit a ball that hard the other way on a ball down and away from you. Well done.
Got a runner coming in for Jake. Grant Brown.
So Brown, the pinch runner. Montalbano will step in. On the ground, could be 2. Second for 1, the relay in time. 5-4-3 double play and a beauty. And it's 7th inning stretch time. Texas cruising here at 10-3. Cotton Eye Joe. Longhorn fans celebrate a 7-run lead as we go to the home half of the 7th. Trying to, I don't know if they're celebrating Cotton Eye Joe, Greg, as much as they may be trying to stay warm. As it is a chilly early evening here in Central Texas. People are having some fun, though. We do have some changes defensively for Tulane. We'll try to give them to you. Matt Bro now in at shortstop. See Matt Bro right there. Grant Witherspoon moves from center back to his first base position. And Brown stays in center. He came on to pinch run for Rogers, who was at first. And Bro is the shortstop.
I believe also Coach Pierce has put his son, Shea, in at second base. Shea Pierce. Right there.
Michael Cantu steps in, fouls this ball off. And quickly, Michael down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 10 runs on 10 hits, 2 miscues for Texas, 3 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors for Tulane.
Talking with David Pierce, he's saying he never coached his son growing up. So let other people do that, and now Shea went to Sam Houston out of high school, followed his dad. Now he's at Tulane.
Graduate school.
He's at the field. He's coach.
1-2 hit crisply on the ground to the right to Bro. Long throw in time. Welcome to the ball game, Matt Bro. Good play there. Takes a base hit away from Michael Cantu. Has hit the ball right on the button.
I know
3 times
in this game. This is a good play. Bro just takes a couple steps to his right, plants his foot, all in one motion, and a strong throw to first.
Joe Baker steps in. Baker with a big blow in the ball game, 2-run double back in the 2nd inning. It's his ball well to right, but playable. Over to
2 hands.
put it away is Kaplan for the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring Gerwitz to the plate. Coletti's done a nice job since coming in the game. First pitch misses outside. Straight up noon tomorrow Central Time. Looks to be the rubber match of this 3-game set. Really changes things a little bit. I would think we'll probably see Kyle Johnston back for Texas.
That's what we hear. He threw just over 30 pitches last night. It's almost like a nice little bullpen session.
The 2-1 coming. On the ground, knocked down. Here comes Bro, gets it. Quick throw across, nice play right there. 1-6-3 and 1-2-3 for the Longhorns in the 7th.
I've been fishing.
Top of the 8th inning here. Texas with a 10-3 lead. You can see the explosive early innings. Nobody has scored just 1 run in any frame in this ball game. Tulane got their 3 in the 1st. Texas with 3 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, and 3 in the 6th. Lead here 10-3. Jake McKenzie into the ball game defensively now at 2nd base for Texas. And Blake Wellman out for his 2nd inning of work. So you see McKenzie into the game. Hunter Hope will step in. He is 1 for 2 in this one.
Hunter's still going with the shades.
Hits it crisply but foul. Might be a little dark for shades right now.
There are lenses, though, that brighten it up a little.
Now, partner, you tell me those lenses are brightening. They look pretty dark to me.
I don't know if those are the brighten up lenses.
And the 0-1. Good bender. Quickly Wellman out in front with an 0-2 count.
There's a big slider right there.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 3-pitch punch out. That's the way the 8th starts for Tulane.
Fastball, slider, curveball. It's a big curveball. Mr. Wellman.
Matt Rowland steps in. And what did you say earlier?
Where's he from?
Bluebell, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Bluebell, Pennsylvania. Where's Blake Wellman from?
Basically Bluebell, Texas.
The home of Bluebell. So we have a Bluebell confrontation going right here.
thought you said pick a flavor.
Pick a flavor.
1 for 2 in this one. A couple of ribbies for the sophomore. Quickly, it's 0-2. Homemade vanilla. I will take.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. And the 0-2. Some people like the vanilla bean or the Dutch chocolate.
I'm a strawberry guy.
That's good too. One and two. The ability of Wellman, and each time he goes out there, you can see he gets more comfortable with his off-speed stuff. Pitchers are always pretty comfortable with their fastball.
Yep.
But you're starting to see him able to use his full repertoire of pitches.
I feel like he wants to go back to the curveball. He's had success with it so far.
Tried to make too good a pitch with it there, and it's 2-2.
It's a good-looking young man, good size, good arm, and what I see in his motion, it's just as he delivers to the plate, it's just herky enough to throw off some rhythm. I mean, he really throws those long arms out there, and I see his glove. You'll see his glove appear like down here. It's really, that's what I see when I'm watching him. So I can imagine what the hitter sees.
Back to a full count. And the payoff.
See, you see that big arm and glove come up there.
I like his rhythm. Gets his sign. Usually he's ready to go. Misses downstairs, ball 4.
Bluebell PA wins the battle.
That brings Witherspoon to the plate. He's had a good day. He's 2 for 3. Freshman from Lakewood, Colorado. Short, compact swing from the left side. Coach Pierce was really excited about what he's brought to the table. So he's been consistent, really didn't know what to expect. And he's replacing one of their big hitters in the lineup. He's been consistent from the start. It's a fair ball. That's one of those, as a hitter, you go, how did that ball stay fair? Second out of the inning.
That was like one of the easiest outs right there you can make. One hopper to first, step on the bag.
Well, I had a ball one time that went 1 inch out in front of the plate. Rainy day, really rainy, and it's muddy and everything else. Steve Rogers, a right-handed sinker ball pitcher for the Expos, threw a pitch. I swung over the top of it. It stuck in the ground right in front of home plate. Gary Carter picked it up and tagged me.
Did you get all of it?
I got every piece of it. It went all of 1 inch.
That could be the shortest out ever.
And the announcer was Harry Carey that time. Says, we pay a guy that much, swing that hard, and he can't hit any further than that. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's good that you could understand Harry.
The 0-1 to Bro. Hit out to right. Mathis with a few steps over toward the line. Puts it away. Texas cruising here. Bottom of the 8th, 10-3. Game 1, 3-2 victory as DeHart with a 2-run go-ahead homer. Texas falls to 1-6 in one-run games. Second game, it's been a much different opportunity. 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position in Game 1. They're 5 for 11, and you saw the big hits. Casey Clemens has had a big series so far in a big ball game here. His 3-run double, the difference early in this game. And Travis Jones will lead it off against the new left-hander. Make sure we get his name said right.
Bjornyel.
Borniel.
Sam Bjornyel.
The 6'5", 220-pounder from Sugar Land. Great state of Texas. Jones pops this up. Witherspoon over. Puts it away for the first out of the inning. Travis has led off an awful lot today. He has been the leadoff hitter.
4 times in the first game. 3 times today in this game.
Boswell steps in. He has scored twice. He's 2 for 4 in the ball game. So added a double. Texas with 3 in the second, 4 in the third, and 3 in the sixth for their 10 runs. Ball hit crisply on the ground. Out to Pierce for the second out of the inning. 2 quick outs as Patrick Mathis comes to the plate. RBI single his last time up. He's scored twice. He's 1 for 3. See, he's healthy, made a nice running catch earlier in the game. It's good to see him back in the outfield and moving without pain.
There's a line drive to right. The wind just kept pushing it towards that right field corner, and he just had to keep running after it. Caught it right in front of the wall.
Breezy day here. All day long in the same direction, almost right over the scoreboard. Right in toward home plate. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and it's 1-2.
Hey, here we go.
Texas, when they score more than 5, have been pretty good.
You would hope you would be.
Well, you're right, but
You never know.
breaking ball. Caught the corner, and 1-2-3 goes Texas here in the bottom of the 8th. Texas 3 outs away from knotting up this series. And now for our most dependable player of the game, powered by Chevy Silverado, Casey Clemens, 2 for 3, a double, scored 2 runs and drove in 3. Big part of the ball game in that 3rd inning. That 3-run double separated the game. Texas holding now a 10-3 lead, and he is our most dependable player of the game. Sponsored by Chevy Silverado. I know where a couple of those Silverados are.
Out in that parking lot. Right next to each other.
Wellman out for what will be a 3-inning save regardless. That is an interesting stat. You get a save if you go 3 innings no matter what the score is. And if Wellman can get 3 outs here, he will record a save in this ball game. First pitch hit on the ground to McKenzie. To first from Brown. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Very nice.
So 1 gone. As DeHart, the hero of game 1 for Tulane, steps in. He's 1 for 3 in this ball game.
Yeah, it was almost heartbreaking because Connor Mays had thrown so well, and to make, I mean, really was one bad pitch. And it was that one. It just stayed inside to DeHart.
The 0-1. Good change. Had him out in front. Quickly, it's 0-2. Tried to come back with it. DeHart laid off of it, and it's 1-2. Noon start time tomorrow, right here on LHN. At this point, it does look like it will be the rubber match of this series. Count evens at 2-2. The 2-2. Got him. That is a good motion and a good straight change right there.
Yeah, that was better location. He threw a good one, got the swing on the 2-strike, then tried to make a better one, ball in the dirt. And that one right there stayed up just enough to get the swing, and Trace able to catch it.
Shea Pierce getting his first plate appearance. Senior from Houston. Right at the bottom of the zone with the fastball for strike one.
I guess so.
Back for the changeup, and the count evens. Popped up, this should do it. Boswell calls off Clements, puts it away, and the Longhorns win it. 10-3. 3 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for Tulane. 10 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Texas. Your thoughts? Second ball game offense takes advantage of opportunity.
Yes, and I think the way the first game ended and the second game started, you got to tip your hat to that Texas offense who stuck with the process, continued to battle, doing the little things at the plate, and then started getting the big hits with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, and Ty Colbert right there really probably had his weakest stuff. You hate to say it, but you got to find a way to win sometimes when you don't have great stuff.
You do. It becomes a mental game. You have to be mentally tough. When you know you don't have your best stuff, you have to make pitches. You can't overpower people. Ty Colbert stuck with the process as well after giving up 3 in the first.
Our final score, Texas 10, Tulane 3. Coming up the rest of the weekend, tomorrow, it's Tulane and Texas. That's a noon start. Coming up next is Home Plate with Augie Garrido. For Greg Swindell, our entire crew, I'm Keith Moreland, and we leave you with the eyes of Texas.